Alright guys, so in continuing to look at open ear headphones, which seems to be what's taking over this year when it comes to audio products, today we're going to be checking out the brand new one from SoundPEATS. And the model we're going to check out is the SoundPEATS GoFree 2. This is basically their premium open ear headphone. And the reason I think that the open ear headphones are taking off is it just really allows people to live their day-to-day life, still be able to listen to their music, and still communicate with the people around them, and also still be very aware of their surroundings. It's not shutting them off or isolating them as much as a pair of headphones or a pair of earbuds. So the GoFree 2, which is the one we're looking at today, does come in retailing at $75. Although starting today, and I believe it goes on for 5 days, there is a sale because it's just being released where you can get these for only $45. And once you see all of the features and what all you're getting for that $45 price tag, you'll pretty much see why I think this is a no-brainer. So to start with, these are high-res wireless certified because they do support LDAC playback. And LDAC's one of the best Bluetooth codecs that you can get. And I've said this previously in another video on an open ear headphone that had LDAC. Sometimes I think that's kind of overkill. I think it's hard to really take advantage of having the best Bluetooth audio quality when you're using this style of earbud. It's not like having an earbud where you have ear tips and you're going to be able to hear like every subtle little thing in your audio. Again, I think this is more so to be able to listen to your music or podcasts or shows and just, again, be able to be in environments where you can't use earbuds or headphones. But having that LDAC playback is very impressive. Also, the fact that they're using large 16.2 millimeter drivers. These are very strong drivers. And in this style of headphone, you have to have larger drivers because you need something that can output enough audio to compete with your surroundings. And then when it comes to listening to these and bothering the people around you, people really won't start to hear what you're listening to until you hit right around 50% volume. It does a very good job of keeping that sound in your ear canal and kind of isolating that just to your own little personal bubble. But if you're going to listen to these loud, that is where people will start to be able to tell what you're listening to. And then as far as the connection, it is using Bluetooth 5.3, which means it also allows you to connect to more than one device at a time. And on top of that, it does a really good job of cutting down any kind of lag when it comes to movies or videos. And also within their app, which these are compatible with, you can switch them into a gaming mode. So having that gaming mode mixed with Bluetooth 5.3 pretty much means you can use these for any type of media and you just don't have to worry about lag. Now, some other things that you can do within the app is it allows you to keep these updated. It also gives you some EQ options and it allows you to disable the touch control. So if you're going to be somewhere like the gym or, in an environment where you may feel that you're going to move around the earbuds quite a bit and you don't want them to accidentally, pause the track or skip forward or anything like that, you can just disable the controls altogether. But speaking of the controls, it does use touch controls, and I am happy to say that it gives you control over everything out of the box. Now with SoundPEATS, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they don't give you control over your volume, or sometimes they don't give you the ability to go back to the previous track. But luckily with this pair, you have control over all of that. And on top of that, you can also switch it into that gaming mode right there on the earbuds. Moving over to looking at the packaging and the case and the earbuds, the packaging from SoundPEATS has come such a long way from when they were originally a new company where it was just a black box. I don't even think it had artwork for the earbuds on the outside. This is a really nice package from SoundPEATS. The case on these is a fingerprint magnet. It has a matte finish, so it's at least not slippery with that gloss finish, but it does pick up fingerprints, or at least the oils from fingers, very easily. So do keep that in mind. And the earbuds are so comfortable. This is a silicone-based earbud with the ear hooks being very flexible. It does have a little metal thing on the end, which kind of just keeps these a little better balanced. It grips around your ears really nicely, and it's seriously just one of those pairs you can wear all day and you don't even realize that they're there. And on top of that, this is a pair that you could wear all day because the battery life on these, you can get 9 hours on a single charge just on the earbuds themselves. And then with the charging case, you can get about 35 hours total. Now, do keep in mind, if you're going to be using these with that LDAC playback or possibly even the gaming mode, this is going to pull back on battery life. So don't think that, you're going to get LDAC playback for 9 hours. That's just not going to happen. And then being able to charge these does come with a USB-C cable. The case on these is not a Qi wireless charging case. And again, this kind of seems to be the theme with all of these open ear style earbuds. I haven't really seen a whole lot of these where the case is Qi wireless charging. And then if you are planning on using these outdoors, which this is what you would want to use this type of headphone for. It does come in with an IPX5 rating. So it's a step above a lot of these that have the IPX4, but it's still not waterproof. And I do want to see it be more common for these to be waterproof because these are made to use outdoors. It's made to use in all of these other different type of environments. And that IPX5 rating is fine against rain and splashes and sweat and things like that. But it's just not a pair that you would be necessarily comfortable using around the pool or at the beach, because if they submerge into water, they're pretty much done. Now, if you are going to use these for taking phone calls, they are using dual mics that has noise canceling, so people don't hear what's going on around you during phone calls. And for the most part, I feel these do a pretty decent job, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. So here is the mic test using the GoFree 2, and in a quiet environment, I feel like it picks up my voice very cleanly. It does add a little bit of warmth, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here's a mic test for the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. And open headphones or earbuds, whatever you want to call these, have definitely figured out how not to sound tinny or flat like a lot of them did when they first came out. These have a nice warm sound to them. The bass has a nice little impact. Don't expect subwoofer type bass out of a pair like these. No company has necessarily figured this out yet, but the bass is nice and punchy. The mids, I feel like, is where these really excel. When it comes to podcast or TV shows, dialogue comes out very cleanly. No matter what genre I was listening to, you can always hear male or female vocalists extremely nice. And then acoustic instruments sound very, very clean on these. And the treble, because the bass is, trying to be bumped up a little bit, does have a slightly warmer sound to it, which means the treble sounds pretty natural. It doesn't get harsh. It doesn't get overly bright. Because the bass isn't like extremely dominant and in your face, for the most part, these feel pretty well balanced. And I don't, again, mean balance like flat or reference style, but I mean balance where there's just enough of a punchy bass to balance out with the really nice details that are coming through with the treble. It doesn't feel like it's trying to do too much. It's not trying to be overly aggressive. It's not trying to be overly dynamic, but it does have the right amount of punch in the low end, and it has just the right amount of detail in the treble. And the mids, again, I feel like vocalists are just right up front. So being able to hear a lot of the subtle things, a lot of details, and because of the design of these, they sound really nice and open. So the sound stage and the sound imaging is done very well on this pair. And so really, my overall opinion is I feel like this style of earbud is what everybody is gravitating towards. At least people that like to just listen to music more as a background thing. But you can tell that companies are starting to hone in on getting extremely good sound quality out of these open ear style headphones. And SoundPEATS, in my opinion, knocked it out of the park. Having that LDAC playback and Bluetooth 5.3 and gaming mode, there's so much compatibility with if you're going to use them for media or if you're going to use them to listen to a bunch of different genres. If you're somebody like me and you don't just listen to one thing, this pair checks off all of the boxes. And the price tag right now to be able to get them at $45 is insane, because the pair that I would compare these to is the ones from the company Clear, and I believe you can get 2 to 3 pairs of the SoundPEATS for the cost of one pair from Clear. So price-wise, this is hard to beat. Sound quality, these are hard to beat from this style, and compatibility and flexibility, again, it's kind of hard to beat. It checks off all the right boxes. And again, SoundPEATS is definitely bringing something competitive in the market and bringing a really nice price tag to come along with it. But guys, that's my video on the SoundPEATS GoFree 2. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.